faggot, 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 faggot.
Hey, oi cunt, when's that video coming out? I'm doing it right now. Calm the fuck down. Jesus. Oh, alright, I'll leave you to it, yeah?
Hey guys, welcome back to another series I like to call Man, a bizarre adventure.
Oh, hey, is that JoJo's
Oh my god, oh my god, oh
Is that Persona 6? Oh my shit.
Persona 5 is a turn-based anime RPG. Now I know that some of you may or may not notice that I'm wearing this blazer. Well, let me explain. So I did some research and I looked at my old vids. Not for views, it's for science. And also for views as well. Come on, and I discovered that a lot of my vids are very visually boring. Now I know that the drawings that I drew could make it not visually boring, but I don't agree with that, and I don't think that's enough to make it not visually boring.
Also, I can do this shit.
And guys, I just like this blazer, okay? I just really like this blazer. Like, what's the problem with me liking a piece of clothing that was made by a sweatshop worker? Like, pfft, come on, man, really? That was supposed to be a transition slide. I was too lazy to do it, so I'm just gonna read what it says here. Media studies. I'll show myself out. Media studies. The study of media. When I heard that this was a thing, I immediately signed up for it. Let me take you back to 2002, which is when I was born.
Wow!
Media was an integral part of my life growing up. Watching shows like Balamori, Noddy, and Bob the fucking what? Get this shit out of here, man. Fuck off. Yeah, yes, that's what we want. That's exactly what we want. And watching movies like Incredibles and Ratatouille, these are things that I came back to almost every day. Every time after school, and especially when I was with my friends. Media is not just an integral part to my life. It may also be an integral part to your life. So when I heard that there was a course called Media Studies, you already know what my answer is. Now, instead of watching media and admiring all the things I see, I can actually make those things that other people can watch and other people can admire. And I came to media studies with such passion. And for the first couple of lessons, I actually really cared. No matter how big or how small the coursework was. Because at the back of my mind, I thought to myself, man, this is gonna be great. But then I realized something. Media studies is fucking evil. Media is one of the worst subjects ever.
But what about maths or English or even science? Those are the worst subjects in the
like, to a certain extent, yes, I would agree those subjects are bad. But like, here's the thing. English can help you with reading and writing. Maths can make you a good maths guy. And science can make you smart. Media, however, does not do any of those things. Media does not help you with reading or writing because it assumes you already know how to do that. It doesn't help you with maths because that's a given. And it doesn't make you smart. But you want to know what media studies does make you into? It makes you into a BuzzFeed. If you take anything away from this video, take this. Media does not make you smart. If you come out of that media exam with an A, especially now since it's more exam focused than coursework focused, don't be too proud of yourself. You're just as dumb as the rest of us. Probably even more because you took media in the first place. The only fun stuff that we did in media, in terms of coursework, we're never gonna get marked in the first place, so they were just as pointless as my uncle's vasectomy.
Why would you say that? It's
You
not
can suck my
funny.
fuck. We had to make some gay perfume ad, and we basically like slaved over it for like a whole term, only for it to get reverted to nothing when we found out that the teacher basically just remade our ads and just used that as marking. So again, pointless. We also had to make some gay magazines, and like the gayest part about that entire endeavor was that I did my thing on like top 5 games to look out for in 2017. I later discovered that the examiner would only look at my magazine in 2018. So you can take that information and laugh at me. I still got to be in media. Oh shit, you see that guy? I'm a fucking genius. I am a fucking genius. Don't expect to like go into media and actually make something that like looks good. It took one of my teachers about 20 minutes to describe that when you have images on InDesign, you have to make sure that you save your InDesign file where you found your images on. Because InDesign doesn't save the image, it only saves the link. So you do the maths because I can't. But the worst part of the entire course has to be the written or the analysis part of it. Because my god, does it just fucking suck. Media studies is so painfully surface level, but it's not the course's fault. The reason why it's surface level is because if you were born somewhere around the 21st century, you grew up with media. You were surrounded by media. And when you surround yourself with something, or when you grow up with someone or something, you tend to notice some things. And so when media studies shows you something, you already understand it. The only caveat to that knowledge is that you don't know the words that I used. Semiotics, narratology.
Well, I've never heard those words before, so they must be difficult.
Semiotics, sign, signifier, signified, icon, symbol, denotation, connotation, myth, ideology. Equilibrium, disruption, new equilibrium. Beginning, middle, and end. Good versus evil. Human versus nature. Protagonist versus antagonist. Humanity versus technology. Hero, villain, dawner, helper, princess, the king.
Yeah, to be fair, it's
the
not that
dispatcher.
hard.
Once you actually explain the word's meaning, we revert back to square one. Oh, so a lot of these theories are just really out of date, like the hypodermic needle theory. It's a theory that states that audiences are passive with their media, so they'll just listen and believe everything their media says. So if the man in the talking box said, kill your husband and wife, that audience who heard that will then go do that very thing. Now, to a certain extent, this theory somewhat kind of makes sense. Like, if you look back at the dinosaur times, there were actually moments where that type of shit happened, where people just listened to the media and just believed it. With these two gems of fucking history. But here's the thing. We're not in dinosaur times, are we, AQA? Most, if not all, audiences are now generally active with their media. You might be some passive guy who just looks at the pretty colors and goes, wow, I like the pretty colors. But yet you're still being active by saying, I don't like these pretty colors. Now, I don't mind that these theories are a thing in media. That's fine by me. If they were more like a history of media, that's fine. I would applaud media if they did that. But this is like the majority of what we use to talk about media, and it fucking sucks. Ah! So the first thing we have to do in what the fuck is the hair on my fucking lip? So the first thing we have to do in A-level media is look at a Tide advert and remake it as well. Why are we doing this? And to top it off, we're looking at this post-war ad. And once I saw that, all the voices in my head stopped arguing. Like, I wonder why they would use this ad. It's so fucking awkward to say that women are represented like housewives in this advert. To say that in a class discussion with women around you? Because guys, I respect women and oh no, that doesn't count, okay? She was being rude, she was being horribly offensive to me, and that was just taken out of fucking context. Welcome back to Guess the Binary Opposition, starring Umberman. Welcome back to my new show called Guess the Binary Opposition, in which we guess the spin the wheel. Come on, baby. Come on, show me the money. And show me some money. Ah, gosh damn it, man. WaterAid? You gotta be kidding me with this. Guys, let's be real. Who gives a fuck about WaterAid? Like, who the fuck wants to give some Africans some water? Am I right, guys?
What? Ah, fuck. I didn't mean to say that. I did not mean to say that. It was just, it just slipped. It slipped on my, no, it just slipped!
You guys have 30 seconds to guess the binary opposition in this ad. So you can stop now. Stop. Time's up. Fuck you. Did you guess? No, because I have a functioning human brain? Well, let's see what the answer is. Ah, incorrect, man. I am so sorry. You're just a fucking retard, aren't you? C- on your media grade. The actual answer is binary opposition exists in this ad because the contrast between this and this right here. You see, it's a meaningful contrast. A binary, it's so meaningful, guys. Well, that's all we have time for, folks. Thank you guys so much, and join me next time on my new show I like to call Where My Uncle Touched Me Last Night. I want you to imagine that right now you're in a free period, and in about 2 minutes, your next class is media studies. But in your free period, you were sitting next to some people who were doing some revision. You got curious, so you looked at their revision, and then you found out, holy shit, this is tough. And you're like, shit, how the fuck did they do it? How the fuck did they do shit like that and just go on with their day? But you're not them. You're doing media studies right now, and you just sat down. You opened up your book, you got a pen out, you got some revision stuff, and then you discover that Sir said this when you were getting your pen and paper out. Now this right here, this is the prime example of binary opposition. You see how in this ad it says, it's good, it's really good? Yeah, it's basically implying that other products are inferior to this one, therefore creating binary opposition and creating that nice it's
Such
such
a
a huge contrast. I just want to show you guys one more thing. This is something that we did in media, which was about Dracula and shit, about like vampire movies. And basically, Miss posed the theory that the reason why vampire movies exist is that every time a tragedy happens or something bad happens in the world, vampire movies exist. In 2014, Dracula Untold was released because of the Ebola crisis. What a fucking joyless thing to do to your media. Yeah, I'm about done with this video. I'm kind of sick and tired. Media studies is a bad subject. To be fair, it's not one of the worst subjects. I mean, you still get to do some fun coursework, and although I did say that why the fuck are we remaking Tide adverts, the Tide stuff is kind of alright. I don't like doing it, but at least it's better than like fucking how are men represented. See you guys next time. That was very depressing. Let me tell you guys a joke. Jew.
You're all a bunch of wiener touches.